Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're doing a shaving 101 video. We're talking about brushes. Stay tuned because That's right, I am Dave Shaves. I am here today with my trusty cup of coffee, a variety of shave brushes, and we're going to go ahead and talk about them. There are 4 different types of categories of brushes based on what they're made out of. I have 3 of the different types. One type I don't have, but I'll go ahead and talk about that as best I can. But for first, let's go ahead and talk about the 4 basic categories. Now, one thing to know is that inside these categories, there's different types. And they go on and they range from anywhere from super inexpensive to super expensive, especially a couple of different types. Now there are types that are cheaper than others, and I mean that of the 4 basic categories. But there's also types inside those categories that range the price as well. But we're not going to talk too much about price today. We're just going to talk about the basics of brushes. We're not really going to talk about each of the different levels inside because I don't have a varying amount of them. We're just going to, again, stick to the basics. So if you want to do more videos on brushes, let me know and I'll stock up on my knowledge base as best I can, and we will go ahead and delve into this fully. But right now, I just want to talk about basics for those of you that don't currently use brushes and are maybe thinking that brushes are a good way to go. Especially if you're new to wet shaving and you're just getting into using different types of soaps and creams and you really want to get the full experience, this video is going to benefit you. If you've been shaving for a while, this video may not be to your needs. This is just going to talk about the basics of the brushes, what to look out for, things of that nature. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here, and we're going to talk about the 4 basic categories. Category number 1 is synthetic. These are brushes that are made out of synthetic materials, varying types of synthetic materials. Typically, in my experience, most of them are softer, though I do have one that is harder. I think, I'm actually not sure if this is synthetic, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know. The one that I have here that I'm not sure about is from Jack the Barber. If you know anything about this brush, let me know what it is. All I can tell you is that it's crap. It's hard, it's very hard, very scratchy, and it sheds. I mean, you simply run your hand over it and hairs just come flying out. It's not a good brush at all. It's very cheaply made, more cheaply made than my generic synthetic here that I use all the time. This one sheds as well, but it's soft and it seems to be decently made, even though it's very light and feels cheap. It seems to be pretty good. The thing about brushes is you're going to hear people talk about the backbone of the brush, and that is how much give it is. And some people like it stronger. I like mine in the middle, a little on the soft side, yet also being able to hold its shape there. The other brush that I have here that again I think is synthetic, the Jack the Barber, it's very stiff, and it, again, see, it's just shedding like crazy. I don't know. I do not like this brush, but we're not going to talk much about my opinion. I just wanted to give you a heads up on this one. So those are synthetic. They're usually on the cheaper end of the spectrum. For people that are starting out, they're nice. You don't need to soak synthetics. But again, you can get inexpensive types of any of these brushes. So don't look for synthetics simply based on price. do your own research. Find out what you think is good for you. What I like about synthetics is that they don't need to be soaked. I still tend to soak mine, but they really don't need to be soaked. They hold water well. They're great for that. Like, you can pretty much just dunk this in water and it's good to go. The other types of brushes out there, you really do need to soak, just to get it to make sure that it holds the moisture. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about one of my personal favorites, and that is badger hair. I have 3 different badger hair brushes. Now, you're going to hear people talk about the differences of badger hairs, because again, there are different types inside. There's silver tips, there's a bunch. Again, I'm not going to go into all those different types because right now we're just talking about the basics. But you are going to find that they do range from anywhere from inexpensive to pretty darn expensive. Now, these are 3 of my favorites. Each of them are on the lower end. As I throw my brushes around, that's nice. Are on the lower end of the price spectrum, but not entirely. The most expensive badger hair brush I have is the old original. I don't remember exactly how much it costs. I got it at a shave shop in Chicago. It was still very decently priced, but it was, out of all the ones I have, it was the most expensive. The others that I have are my Perfecto brush, which you can get it really cheap on Amazon. It's a great brush, mass-produced. A lot of people don't like the mass-produced brushes. I've never had an issue. But this one, honestly, the Perfecto brush, and you can find other videos on it. I'm not the only one. It is one of my absolute favorite brushes in my collection. Again, I don't have a huge collection of brushes, but it is one of my favorites. It's nice and soft, but it's got some backbone to it. I just love the way it feels. Then you have my old original, as I discussed. This was my first shave brush. I got this in Chicago, and there's nothing bad to say about it. It's a great beginner brush. It is the most expensive I have, but it still was pretty inexpensive. It's got more of a backbone than the Perfecto, but it's still got a nice feel to it, nice and soft. It's definitely a great brush. Then I have my Viking Revolution. Again, not bad. For those that want a video on it, I've done a lot of videos on this, but I did do a video on all Viking products. Though I found out later that there's actually 2 Viking brands that for some reason I thought was the same, but it's not. There is Viking Revolution and there is Viking's Blade. They are 2 different brands that I recently found out are not the same, but they're both good brands. Anyway, there is a Viking shave. Go ahead and check it out. It's a nice little video. This, one of the ones I go to a lot. It's nice, it's inexpensive, and it works. The ones I use the most are my badger hairs. Not just because I have more of them, but just because I typically tend to prefer badger hair to anything. Next, we have boar's hair. In my opinion, these tend to be stiffer. They tend to have a stronger backbone. Now, I don't have much experience with them. They are nice, but from what I've seen, especially with this one, you have to soak them longer than even the badger hair. They tend to need to be soaked well, just to make sure that they get enough moisture. They don't tend to hold the moisture as well as the other types. At least that's what I've seen. If you have different opinions, please put them in the comments below. I'm open to everybody's opinion. This brush I got as, this is the only badger hair or boar's hair I have, and I actually got it because I won a contest. I put my name in for a contest from a company that was just starting out. You may have heard of them now if you're big on social media. Tatara is the brand. And I won this. I put my name in as a giveaway, and I was one of the first people to win one of these. And I got an early type. I mean, it took me a little while to get them because they hadn't even produced them all yet. So it took me some time to get my hands on this, but they did send it to me. It is a great brush, and if anybody from them is watching, which I doubt, but on the off chance they are, I love your brushes. They are fantastic. They're not as good, in my opinion. I don't want to say as good. Let me go ahead and backtrack that. They're, in my opinion, I don't like them. I don't like it as well as my Badger hair, but that can simply be because I use Badger hair more, but also it could be because it needs to be soaked longer. It's a stiffer brush, to be sure. But that doesn't mean it's not a good brush. It is fantastic, and it is very well made. It does not shed very much. It's got strong backbone to it, and it's a nice, heavy handle. So it is a great brush. I would definitely recommend, if you are in the market for a boar's head brush, go ahead and check them out. This is, by the way, this is not a paid promotion, nothing like that. None of these products have contacted me and asked me to do a video on them at all. These are just my honest opinions. Now, aside from those types, there is also a fourth type. Horsehair. I don't hear much about horsehair. Excuse me, want to take another sip of coffee. I actually haven't seen many videos on horsehair through my perusing of videos. I watch a lot of shave videos, which is how I got into doing this in the first place. So you have to excuse me in that I don't know much about them. They are out there, but they don't seem to be as widely spread as your Badgers, your synthetics, and your boars. But they are out there. If you know more about horsehair, put me a comment below, and I'll tell you what, even if you have a source about horsehair that you really like, give me the link, because I would love to go ahead and learn more about them. Again, if you have more information on what I'm saying about these brushes, put those in the comments below if you like, but please take this with a grain of salt. This is simply my introduction to brushes for those people out there that are new to wet shaving. This is not for you seasoned out there. There are people that have been wet shaving a lot longer than I have, people that have a lot bigger collections of brushes than I do. This is based on my own experiences and based on my own knowledge of brushes. And this is simply to give people that are starting out a good idea of what they're looking for. So do your homework yourself, learn about the different types. Again, synthetic, boar, badger, horse, those are the 4 categories. There are different types in each of those. Find what you're looking for. Find what works best for you. I recommend getting a small collection like I have to start and really learning about what is out there. I'd love to get my hands on a more expensive synthetic. I'd like to get my hands on a different boar's hair than this one so I can try that as well. I would like to get my hands on a bunch of those. So if you have a favorite synthetic, or you have a favorite badger, or you have a favorite boar, or hell, you even have a favorite horsehair, put it in the comments below. Let me know. Let's start a conversation about this. Let me know what you think. I'm always looking for new products, always looking for honest opinions. And if you don't like this video and you think this video is completely wrong, then that's your prerogative. But again, if you have been wet shaving and you are seasoned, don't judge this as a seasoned video. Again, this is aimed towards beginners. But I appreciate you all watching. I hope this video was informative, especially to those of you that are just starting out. But I just wanted to get this on the board because my shaving one-on-one videos have tended to be a little popular. So go ahead and check out the other ones. There's one on technique and there's one on razors. I'm also going to do one on brushes. I just did brushes. I'm probably going to do one on blades. I'm going to do one on some aftershaves and things of that nature. I'm going to keep this going a little while longer. This is video 3 in my Dave Shave-iversary, so feel free to check out the other 2. Yesterday's was a shaving with video, and I shaved with mayonnaise. For those that don't understand the reference, I shave with random household products so you can understand what might work in a pinch. And if you have not seen that video, go ahead and check it out. That was yesterday. I also have a playlist on shaving with videos, so check out all of those. The video from Monday was simply a introduction video to this week. I appreciate y'all tuning in. As I said on Monday, I appreciate y'all sticking with me for the past year. It has been an honor and a privilege to do this channel. It is my pride and joy. It is my passion. I can't wait to keep it going for another year and far beyond. So if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button. We are tantalizingly close to 200. I've lost a couple subs over the past couple days for one reason or another. Probably just you know how people fall off. But anyway, I'm down to 195. I'm really trying to hit that 200 mark. So please, if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to get notifications. If you like this video, you like all my videos, hit that like button and give me a comment below. That said, of course, as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep shaving. I'll see you on the next video.